Hello, and welcome to my multimedia review. I'm Tess Walston, and I'll be reviewing how Khan Academy's high school chemistry course supports Mayer's design principles and how they use extrinsic and intrinsic motivation to engage their learners. Khan Academy is currently in the beta phase of their high school chemistry course and only has one unit available, the structure and properties of matter. To view this course, please use the link that I've provided in the description of this video. The learning goals of the chemistry unit are based on the next generation science standards. The first objective is for students to be able to use the periodic table to predict the properties of elements based on the number of valence electrons their atoms have. The second objective is for students to be able to construct and revise an explanation for the outcome of a simple chemical reaction based on the element's properties. While the Khan Academy course does not have learners actually create an artifact, such as a project or a lab report, it does give students the knowledge and skills to do so in a classroom setting. Because the course is self-paced, it is important for there to be an effective design that supports the learning process. Khan Academy does a good job of using Mayer's multimedia design principles to minimize the extraneous load, manage the intrinsic load, and optimize the germane load. Minimizing the extraneous load means reducing stimuli that could distract the working memory from processing new information. The signaling principle is used to show learners exactly what to pay attention to on the screen. Khan Academy utilizes the drawing features to underline, circle, and point to different parts of the screen to guide the learner's attention. Managing the intrinsic load means simplifying and scaffolding the new information to not overwhelm the viewer. The segmenting principle is used to provide learners with control over the pacing of the content. Khan Academy breaks up each subunit into even smaller modules. This allows the viewer to not be bombarded with too much complex information at once. The modules are clearly labeled, so learners can go back to each video if they need to review the information. Optimizing the germane load means using prior knowledge to help the learner process the new information and move it from the working memory into the long-term memory. The multimedia principle is used by including a variety of visuals to enhance and clarify the new information. Khan Academy includes pictures of things that the audience has probably seen before to activate their prior knowledge. This makes learning about something new and complex, like the periodic table, seem more relevant and familiar. The design strategies are there, but how does Khan Academy motivate the learners to actually interact with the content? The motivational needs of diverse learners are met if students can understand the relevance of the learning experience. This is accomplished by relating the new information to prior knowledge and real-world phenomena. Students need to experience challenges that are within reach. This is achieved by chunking information and scaffolding the assessment questions. And students should be able to identify their academic growth in personally valued ways. Designers can meet these needs by finding a balance between extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is when the learner wants to participate in an activity because they will receive an external prize when they complete it correctly. To increase extrinsic motivation, there must be strategies in place to support engagement and keep the learner's focus. Khan Academy gives learners energy points after completing modules and practice assessments. When learners answer a question correctly on a practice assessment, they are met with confetti and a gold star. This might seem small, but it gives the brain just enough encouragement to keep the learner engaged. While it's good for learners to be excited about completing a task, it's also important to increase intrinsic motivation by getting the learners to be excited and inspired by the content. To spark excitement, the designer needs to get the learner to be inspired by the purpose of the content. To do this, it needs to be clear what the purpose is. In this unit, Khan Academy does explain how chemists use ion formation to predict the formula of an ionic compound, but there is not much explanation on the importance of it. Overall, Khan Academy's design for relaying new information is strong, but the course focuses a lot on the extrinsic motivation and could add more real-world phenomena to increase intrinsic motivation. This way, learners can understand the importance and the purpose of learning these concepts and will be more likely to engage in and internalize the new information.